Every month I'm making type beats for a different artist, and April was MF Doom. Admittedly, I had never given Doom a good listen. My first exposure to him was on the Gorillaz track, November Has Come. I absolutely loved his verse, but when I went to check out his music, I was turned off by the more low-fidelity production. The production in hip-hop is one of my favorite things about the genre. I love hard-hitting drums and crispy vocals, and finding a lack of that, I quickly moved on from MF Doom. But I always thought that I would enjoy him if I gave him a real chance. And after listening to a ton of his music this month, I can confirm that is the case. Just before this challenge started, I got a free record player and amp from a friend, which turned out to be absolutely essential for this month. Sampling is a huge part of Doom's music, and of course I could have sampled from Splice, but I'm glad I was able to get the authentic crate digging experience. In previous months, diving into an artist, I prioritized quantity, doing my best to listen to most, if not all, of their music. While that gave me a good bird's eye view of their careers and styles, I wanted to change things up this month, listening to fewer albums multiple times and with more attention. For Doom, I chose 4 albums to focus on: Doomsday, Food, Mad Villainy, and Born Like This. These albums got multiple listens, and at least one listen where I focused on the lyrics. I listened to some of his other music too, but more casually. I wanted to hear at least one alter ego project, so I listened to Victor Von, also to some of his instrumental music and the ridiculous Adult Swim and Danger Mouse collab. Unlike previous months, I didn't copy a drum pattern for each song. I was already sampling records for each of these beats, and also finding a drum part from a Doom song and matching them up was just a lot more work, so I decided to just focus on sampling vinyl and then writing my own drums. So after listening to a ton of MF Doom and making 12 beats, here's 3 things I learned. Number 1, you can sample anything. This man samples 80s cartoons, movies, radio broadcasts, and music from jazz to hip hop. And he samples from so many different sources, even in just a single song. I really recommend checking out the sample breakdown video for all the samples on Food. It's really incredible all the different things he's put together. It's absolutely crazy how he takes all this media from his whole life of being a consumer, and then he's putting it together into this audio collage. He'll often sample scores from 80s cartoons like the Fantastic Four, so some background music in an episode will be a basis for a whole track. And sometimes he'll be sampling just the dialogue, but that dialogue will have some background music that clashes with music he's taking from another sample, and it's all very imperfect and thrown together. And sometimes it's a little bit much, but a lot of times it works out great, and it's just this incredible, unique thing. Typically when I sample, it's from a single source, and just recently I thought it was a big deal that I was sampling from 2 places at once. But listening to Doom and paying attention to what he does, I haven't even barely sampled if you really listen to what he's done. So just really opening my mind to the possibilities of what sampling means, and it could be anything, it could be from anywhere. And that's more of a common idea nowadays, but when I listen to an album from 2004 and he's sampling all these random things, it's pretty inspiring. Number 2, collaborate and be prolific. I've already mentioned how he collaborated with the Gorillaz and Danger Mouse, but the sheer number of full collaborative albums he released is insane. Czarface, Madlib, MF Grimm, Jay Dilla, and again, these aren't one-off features or just singles, these are full-length collaborative albums. He's released music as MF Doom, King Ghidorah, Victor Von. He's done multiple instrumental albums, and in total he's released over 1,000 songs. The man was out here sending it. Just in terms of being prolific, he really just gave it his all. He was writing a ton, releasing a ton, collaborating a ton, producing a lot, and it's just inspiring to me how much work he put in and the incredible body of work he amassed over his entire career. So my takeaway is I just want to write a lot more and be less precious about my ideas, because I do write a lot, but very little of it actually gets put out. But looking at Doom's discography, I'm like, I could put out a lot, because there's not really a downside to releasing a lot of music, and I'd like to be more like Doom in that way. Number 3, personas and branding. I find the idea of writing from persona or character very interesting, because in some ways it means lyrics could also be endless. Because I used to always think how there's only so much I could say from my perspective and my experience, only so many stories I can tell. But when you think about writing as another character, it becomes more like fiction writing. Like I could write albums and albums worth of stuff that I could never write as myself, but I could write as a fictional character. So that sums up MF Doom month, and probably the best thing I learned this month is that I like MF Doom. Thank you for making it to the end, and I'll see you next time.